Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, author, leadership, and team development speaker Joe Woodley coming to you with another key moments for faith. Thank you so much for joining me on today's broadcast. I want to be talking to you today about the topic of the other side of tragedy. The other side of tragedy. Before we go any further, make sure you click on the subscribe button to this channel, subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it with your friends, share it with your neighbors, share it with your family, share it with the guy around the corner, share it with your enemy, and it may just happen to become your friend. Also, check out the links below for the inspirational, aspirational, and empowering books that are certainly to equip you and to help you to mature in your walk of faith. So, it's a pretty heavy topic, but it's an important topic. We need to talk about the other side of tragedy because what we have seen so much of in our news media and on our news reports and in our newspapers and amongst our friends and our associates and everywhere that we go is there is so much pain and tragedy that is going on in the world. Not just right now, but has been going on for a very, very long time. And we understand the impact, or we see the impact of tragedy on friends, on neighbors. And there are those of you who have experienced tragedy in your own lives. I know that I certainly have. I can name numerous incidences where I experienced tragedy, from the passing of family members whom I was or have been very close with, people I've grown up with over the years who suffered tremendous loss, and then I end up mourning with them. You name it. There's so many incidences that I can name, and I'm certain that you can name as well. Where you look at it and you ask the question, God, what is the meaning behind all of this? Why am I going through this? How did this happen? And what next? Because tragedy stirs our emotions. It punches us in the gut. It breaks down even the most strong, solid individual. It will cause a person who has never cried before in their life to shed many tears. We can name many tragedies in our lives, much loss, much pain, much turmoil. And these things are part of life, unfortunately, because we're in a fallen world. We don't understand why everything happens or how everything happens. And let me make this very clear to you that anyone, I don't care who it is, who comes to you and says that they understand how you're feeling is lying to you. We can empathize with how you're feeling because maybe we have gone through, and I know I've gone through things that may be similar to what you're experiencing, what you have experienced. But I don't know exactly how you feel. Just as in a similar situation where we will be vice versa, you're not going to completely understand how I'm feeling, but you can empathize with that. We mourn with our brothers and sisters when a loved one passes. We suffer when they suffer. We're hungry when they're hungry. We're thirsty when they're thirsty. And so tragedy is a real part of life. It amazes me when I hear or I see speakers get up and talk about just shake it off and move on, move forward. And it's not that easy for everyone. And I get that it's not that easy for everyone. There are some tragedies that you experience in life that can take longer than others. As a younger man, there were things that I experienced, whether it was the departing of my father when he walked out on us as children, or the passing of a grandparent, the loss of friendships, of those things took years for me to overcome and to battle through. But with that, as I've gotten older and as I have grown in the faith, I've come to understand that there is indeed another side of tragedy. That although tragedy, difficulties, and hurts will come in life, it's not a matter of if they will happen. It amazes me when I hear preachers and speakers get up again and say, just get past it and get over it. But the truth is that there is a process of going through it. There is a mourning process. There's our processes that we have to allow ourselves to go through. But there is another side to it. There is an outcome. There is the flip side to what you're looking at in the situation that you find yourself in. Let me read here in Romans, the 8th chapter and the 28th verse. 8th chapter and the 28th verse. Very famous scripture, but I'm going to read it for you because I want to give you the precise words. There are various translations, but here it says, and we know that all things work. We know that all things God works for the good of those who love him, who are called according to his purpose. I'm going to read that again. And we know that all things God works for the good of those who love him and who have been called according to his purpose. I'll read verse 29 and 30 really quick. For those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the likeness of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among the many brothers. And those he predestined, he also called. Those he called, he also justified. Those he justified, he also glorified. Brothers and sisters, I'm here to tell you, those of you who are going through whatever your issue is, I don't know what you're dealing with right now. Maybe you're dealing with loss. I've been there. Many of us have been there. Maybe you're dealing with sickness. I've been there as well. I've been sick to the point of almost losing my life. Ill to the point of almost losing my life, where the doctors clearly stated that I was only moments, days away from losing my life. Now, maybe you've lost a job. I've been there when the company I worked for decided to close shop. Whatever your issue is, whatever the tragedy that you're experiencing in your life right now, I'm here to tell you that there is another side. That the pain that you're experiencing, the turmoil, doesn't have to last forever. The Bible says weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. So I'm here to tell you, as someone who has experienced tragedy and has gone through tragedy, various tragedies in my life, has experienced much pain, has shed a lot of tears. There's been moments where no one else has been around and I've laid in my bed and shed tears, or been in my car and needed to pull over because of what I was dealing with in my life at the time. I've battled with depression before. I had to beat down the depression. I've battled with fear and anxiety and all of those things. And again, I'm going to say this, that those things don't have to last forever. That although God does not cause these things to happen, he is not the author of confusion, God can and will utilize those things for your good. He will draw the best out of you in and through the situation you find yourself in. I know that right now it looks as if tomorrow is just going to be another day the same pain. I know I've been there where you're looking, you're saying, it's going to be another cloudy day tomorrow. There's going to be more rain tomorrow. There's going to be another storm tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to get another job tomorrow. I don't see how I'm going to overcome this morning tomorrow. But I'm here to say and to declare with you what the word of the Lord says, that God is going to use this situation that you find yourself in for your good. He's going to use this situation that you find yourself in, to be a testimony to someone else who is someday going to find themselves at the crossroad of tragedy and fear and doubt. He's going to use you to minister to someone else someday about losing their job and how God can bring you out of that. About losing a loved one and God can bring you through that. Or what about no money in the bank and how God can bring you through that. No food in the refrigerator and God can bring you through that. Fear and anxiety and depression attacking your mind, and God can bring you through that. My brother, my sister, whoever you are, I don't know who you are, I don't know what your situation is, but I really feel God in this topic here. Having been someone who has gone through those situations myself, I'm here to say that God will work it for your good. He will bring you through this situation, will bring you out. And when he brings you out, you're going to find that you're better than what you were when you went into it. You're going to find that you're going to be more empathetic than you were when you went into it. Maybe you were the type of person who did not express any empathy for those who were in need. But now you find yourself in a situation. And so you understand what it is to be in need. You understand what it is to be without. You understand what it is to be in pain. You understand what it is to mourn. But again, God didn't do this to you. Yeah, but he's going to utilize this situation that you find yourself in, this tragedy that has occurred in your life, and he's going to take you out on the other side and show you the other side so that you can be a vessel to be used by him to reach someone who does not know him, to reach someone who may know him but is struggling in their faith, to reach someone who may be lost, someone who doesn't know their identity. He's going to use this situation. So I want you to take as much time as you need to mourn, but don't forget about God. I want you to go through this situation, get the help and the counseling that you need, but always put God first. There is another side to what you're going through. The flip side to the pain that you're going through right now, and I know that many of you can't see it. Like I said, I've been there, and many of your brothers and sisters have been there. I don't know exactly how you feel, but I can empathize. I've been to a place where I've been depressed to where I didn't want to get out of bed. I've been in a place where I've been hurting so much that I was praying that God will take me from this place. That's the place I've been to before. I've been so destitute that I didn't know where my next meal was coming from. I didn't know I was going to have a roof over my head the next day, and I was insanely fearful that the little bit that I had would be gone. But I'm here to tell you that God used those situations. I didn't see it then. Because in the midst of the storm, sometimes it's so difficult because the rain is going around you, the winds are blowing, and it's turmoil everywhere. You can't see through that. But I'm here to tell you that God is going to use what you're in, the situation you're in. He's going to heal you. in the midst of the situation. He's going to restore you in the midst of the situation. He's going to be a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your path in the situation you're in. He's going to be a hedge of protection around you in the situation that you're in. He's going to cover you in a situation you're in. He's going to be a peace that surpasses all understanding in the situation that you're in. And he's going to use this situation for your good. And he's going to use you to reach someone who's in need. Thank you guys for joining me on today's broadcast. I'm so grateful that you joined me again. I'm author, leadership, and team development speaker Joe Woodley. This is Key Moments for Faith. I want you to click on the subscribe button there below at the bottom of this screen. Subscribe to this channel. Share this channel. Share this video with someone. I pray that it blesses you. I feel so strong when I read the newspapers and I get opportunities to watch the news every once in a while. I know there's so many people out there that are experiencing great tragedy right now. But I don't want you to be fearful, and I don't want you to stay in that place. I want you to just surrender to God, because God has a plan for you. Even in the midst of this situation, he's got a plan for you. He's got a plan to use this situation that you're in, the one that you're thinking to yourself, God, why did you do this to me? God didn't do it to you. God did not do it to you. We live in a fallen world. But God is going to use this thing, and he's going to promote you, and he's going to position you and posture you to be a blessing to someone's life. Thank you guys for joining me this evening. I pray you got something out of this. I look forward to connecting with you again here on Key Moments for Faith. God bless each and every one of you.